Assalamu alaikum. We breathe. We breathe. Ousmane Dembele, my Muslim brother, have won the 2025 Ballon d'Oro. And well deserved. It should have been none other than two players. And he was one of them. Winning the UCL, winning the treble, winning more than three trophies, winning the UCL player of the tournament, winning La Liga, winning Ligue A player of the season, winning multiple Man of the Matches award, and also reaching the Club World Cup final. Now look, people are out there. A lot of people are out there that thought Ousmane Dembele deserved it. And obviously, he did, right? But there was another player who performed similarly, or some may argue that he performed to a higher level and to a higher degree. And no, nobody said Pedri. No, they eliminated Mo Salah. But guess what? It wasn't even Lamine Yamal. It was Raphinha. And the fact that Lamine Yamal was second in the Ballon d'Or list just tells you a lot of what goes on behind this Ballon d'Or voting system, or even the political side of it, or whatever it may be. Because obviously, I don't work for them. I don't know how it's actually and officially ran. However, you could see a pattern. You could see the agenda. And you could see how the voting process, if it actually goes to the top journalists that they all want to claim that those are the people who are voting for the Ballon d'Or, right? You could see how biased it is and how unfair it is. Now let's start from the start, okay? From the start. Because they revealed to us 30 players, the top 30 players for the Ballon d'Or. What you see on the screen that I'm showing you right now is the official top 30 nominees, right? And in order, based off, I guess, votes and nominations of the Ballon d'Or. Now look, I don't know exactly how every player performed, right? For example, Wirtz came up a lot. Declan Rice, I've seen him in the UCL. Dumfries, I've seen him. But I just don't know them to the extent of how I know, for example, Vinicius Jr., Mo Salah, Mbappe, Hakimi. You know what I'm trying to say? So look, we're going to start from over here. This is where I've kind of got confused. Number 16, Vinicius Jr. Now look, did he deserve to be there? Maybe. Did he deserve to be lower? Maybe. Did he deserve to be higher? Based off this list, maybe. But in my own opinion, I don't think so. He didn't perform to that level, right? But I think number 16 could be right, okay? But the fact that Lewandowski is under Vinicius is truly, truly mind-boggling. Because how is Lewandowski underneath Vinicius when Lewandowski beat Vinicius the 4 times in that season? He scored more. His goal to assist ratio is way higher than Vinicius. And he was second for the Pichichi Award. And the fact that Lewandowski was 17th under Vinicius, so if it wasn't like under Vinicius, right, if the players from 16, 15, 14 and above were obviously more deserving of the award than Lewandowski, okay. But for the top 10, there is a pattern. There is a pattern in this top 10. And I'll tell you, Ousmane Dembele, UCL winner, and obviously part of PSG, which is one of the favorite teams to have a Ballon d'Or winner. Lamine Yamal, right? I completely disagree, but we'll come to this. Barcelona player, and we expected a Ballon d'Or winner from Barcelona. PSG, Vitinha, Mohamed Salah from Liverpool, right? Liverpool won the Premier League, and Mo Salah did have that Ballon d'Or run, I believe, in the first half before they got eliminated from the UCL. Anyways, Barcelona, again. PSG, again. Mbappe, I believe the only Real Madrid player who should be up there in the top 10. Cole Palmer, we know what he did with Chelsea and the improvement that he had, and also in the Club World Cup. Amazing player, deserves to be up there. Donnarumma, right? Part of PSG technically, but right now he's in Man City, PSG. So you could see, even it continues, Pedri, which I completely disagree, in Barcelona, deserves to be in the top 10, not in top 11. Kvaratskhelia, number 12. Harry Kane, makes sense. Doué, PSG. So the fact that we have a Barca player at 17 and one of the most important players, because he did get his goals last season. Yes, this season he's not in form. But I'm speaking about last season. Go look at his stats. Go watch his highlights before he got injured. He was him. Lewandowski had a great season. Not saying he's supposed to be top 10, by the way. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is if Vinicius is above him, what else can go wrong? And no surprise, a lot went wrong. For example, Doué, it makes sense for him to be here, right? It makes sense for Harry Kane to be above him. Kvaratskhelia makes sense. This is where I was also surprised. I don't know how Pedri was not in the top 10 when this last season that just went by was, I think nobody can argue that it was his best season. Best season. Won the Euros. No, that doesn't count, right? But won the treble, the domestic treble with Barcelona. Played a huge and a key factor for Barcelona's success last season and was getting these Ballon d'Or shouts and everything. Just for him to be number 11 is a disgrace. It's really a disgrace. And I thought it doesn't get worse than this, by the way. I thought that it literally does not get worse than Pedri being number 11. Then I saw Mbappe here. I saw Cole Palmer here. And I said there is no way that they had to be above Pedri. Now look, Kylian Mbappe, okay. By the way, this is coming from a Real Madrid fan, all right? Kylian Mbappe, okay, makes sense. He won the European Golden Boot, he won the Pichichi Award, and he won the Super Cup and the Intercontinental Cup. Okay, makes sense. But then you put Cole Palmer above Pedri. I don't get it. You put a goalkeeper, right, Donnarumma, and by the way, best goalkeeper last season. No one come close. But you put Pedri below them. It does not make sense. It literally, this did not make sense. If Pedri, a midfielder, right, and who had the best season of his career, and now I'm not saying that he deserves to be up there because he had his own personal best season. He was in the top 3. He was top 2 probably midfielders last season. And the fact that he was number 11 tells you a lot about this award. Tells you a lot that there needs to be a change in the way journalism and who gets to vote to win this award. How it just shows you a lot of things are wrong. And Zinedine Zidane is right. Ever since 2018, and it could go even before that, the Ballon d'Or has not been the same. It's lost its credibility. And when Ronaldo said it, when Zinedine Zidane said it, when Ronaldinho said it himself about Vinny Jr., everybody wants to call them crazy, right? But now you're seeing this in your own eyes where it's happening to your own players. Yes, Barca fans, I'm talking about you guys. It's happening to your own players, right? And it gets crazier from here. Now, when they were revealing to us the top 10, I was watching this live, by the way. I had to record this late because I had to go out. But I saw Raphinha pop up in number 5. Now, let me go full screen for this. I saw Raphinha pop at number 5 for the Ballon d'Or list. And I was waiting for Lamine Yamal to pop up either at number 7, maybe number 6, maybe number 5 for Lamine Yamal. But I saw Raphinha pop up before Lamine Yamal. And I really said, are we forgetting what this man did for Barcelona? Are we forgetting the season that Raphinha had for Barcelona? Are we forgetting who won the La Liga Player of the Season? We are in an era where performance, impact, influence doesn't matter. We look for popularity, and that is what's killing the game. We seen it happen last year's Ballon d'Or. We seen it happen the year before that. We seen it happen a bunch of years ago where the criteria just doesn't match anymore. Those 3 categories for the Ballon d'Or does not fit the winner anymore. And I'm not talking about this Ballon d'Or because obviously the well-deserved player won it. But there was not a number 2 player there that deserved to be there. And that was Raphinha. I do not know how Lamine Yamal got in number 2. And just to clarify myself, Lamine Yamal is not to blame for this. He's not to blame for this. He is only a player. A phenomenal player, by the way. I am talking about the way the Ballon d'Or or the France, whoever is running this Ballon d'Or thing, I don't know their names, the way they're approaching and gifting this award. Because let me say it this way. All right? And I need you to think for a second. because it could sound wrong, but it will make sense. If Raphinha did what he did this last season that just passed by, and he didn't even get in the top 3 Ballon d'Or nominees, imagine if Lamine Yamal performed exactly and put up the numbers exactly and won the same individual awards exactly how Raphinha did. Imagine that. Imagine last season, Raphinha performed like Yamal, and Yamal performed like Raphinha. There is no way Lamine Yamal was not going to win the Ballon d'Or. And you would be a liar if you told me so. There is no way that you would put Raphinha at number 2 and Lamine Yamal at number 5 if the roles were reversed. This is what's happening to this game, and you guys have to open your eyes to it. You guys have to take away the biasy. Because coming from a Real Madrid fan, I even said Vinicius did not deserve to be up there above Lewandowski. Pedri did not deserve to be below top 5. Because when you're talking about the top 3 midfielder last season, when you're talking about the top 3 wingers of last season, there is no way they come short of that top 5 list. And Pedri, sadly, did not get his recognition for this list. Raphinha, even though the award should have went to either or Raphinha or Dembele, he did not get his recognition for his incredible season last season. The Ballon d'Or has to be changed by the way it's won, right? Now, the criteria can say the same, but the journalists are always going to be biased. Not all journalists, but they are also human, right? I saw at some point, and I could be wrong, but I saw news sources saying that they were pushing for Yamal. The Spanish journalists were pushing for Yamal to win the Ballon d'Or just because they don't want Dembele to win it. And I'm just so happy and relieved that Dembele won it because he deserved it. If it wasn't Dembele, it was going to be Raphinha. Sadly, if Dembele never existed, this award probably would have went to Yamal. And I'm not even joking, because he came second place. So it's weird. The era we're in is really weird, and it's something that should be spoken about because it's not fair. That's what it is. It's not because I want anyone specifically to win. I've been saying this. Go watch my last video. I made a specific video dedicating it to Dembele and Raphinha. And I do not know why people were pushing for Yamal. Now, it might sound like I am hating on Yamal and saying that he did not deserve to even be nominated for the Ballon d'Or. That is not what I'm saying. All right. Speaking truthfully, he might have been in the top 10. Truthfully speaking. Because I said that list should have been filled with Barcelona players and PSG players. Obviously with the few exceptions like Mbappe, Mo Salah, maybe Palmer. Those are the few exceptions. Other than that, it should have been filled with mostly PSG and Barca players. The Ballon d'Or, the France Ballon d'Or company or whatever have to do better. They have to do better. There has to be a change in the way it's won because there is no consistency with how it's won. The journalists have their own agenda. They don't follow that specific agenda. Now look, probably in the background there's a whole verification system and a whole specific process on how they can vote the player to win. However, I enjoy the voting process for FIFA the Best Award because that category is split between journalists, media, fans, captains, all those things. Why not the same for the Ballon d'Or? Because if you're from France, obviously you're going to look for ways to have a French player win it. If you're from Spain, obviously you're going to look for any way to argue that for a Spanish player to win it. Same thing for other countries. So, I don't know what it is. Listen, you guys might disagree with what I said, and it's completely fine. It's completely fine, but this is my take, and this is what I had to say about the Ballon d'Or this year, as I would have said it for last season with Rodri and Vinny, and I would have said the same thing with Haaland and Messi. All right? Everybody could agree that the Ballon d'Or is not consistent. That's all I have to say. Now, I want you to comment down below. What do you think about the Ballon d'Or? Do you think it was fair? Do you think Yamal should have won it instead? Do you think Raphinha was robbed of second place? You could also make an argument that Raphinha deserved it more than Dembele, which would have been a valid argument. But let me know what you guys think. Leave it in the comments below. If you are new, Please subscribe for more Madrid updates and Madrid content. And I will try to expand my content in different ways, not just match reviews or any of that. Let me know what you guys think. Leave it in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe for more. And until then, Assalamu alaikum.